Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make this small, simple, great looking suburban style house. If you enjoy builds like this, guys, please do remember to smack that like button. Smack it like it stole your lunch money. Smack it until it gives it you back. Until it turns blue. Legend has it, that's what happens. You hit that like button, it turns blue, and it gives you your lunch money back. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But if you do enjoy videos like this, please do remember to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. Say hello down there in the comment section. I try to respond to as many of you as I can. Welcome you to the channel, but also do click the little bell next to the subscription button, because apparently you have to subscribe twice nowadays in the YouTube land to get videos sent straight to your sub box. And I guess that's pretty much about everything, guys. I guess I should probably show you how to make this thing, shouldn't I? So if you want to make it, here's what you'll need. Grab yourself some block of quartz, some pillar quartz blocks, some quartz stairs, some quartz slabs, some dark oak wood planks, some dark oak wood stairs, some dark oak wood slabs, some black stained glass block, and some black stained glass pane. Plus, we need all of the other materials that you can see in the inventory right now, and we may even need more. Pause the video, make sure you have everything. Once you've grabbed everything, we can now begin. So take all of your materials, and we want to figure out where we want to make it. However, I will tell you that this house, and just the house, not the garden or anything like that, just the actual house building, will fit into a 16 by 17 long area. So 16 blocks coming this way, this is where the front of the house will be, and then 17 blocks coming this way, this is where the back of the house will be. So you may want to map out a similar area in your world. Well, if you do that, you want to come all the way down to the front bottom left hand corner block of the area you've mapped out, which is this block right here, and we want to move in to the right and find the 10th block in. So this is the first block, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th. We then, from this 10th block, want to move in by 4. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where I'm going to build the house, and I'm going to begin this process with a row of 2 dark oak wood planks coming up from the ground. That's 1 and 2, like that. And then I'm going to go left by 2 with the dark oak wood slabs. That's 1. Oh, I want to then place a dark oak wood slab on top of that second plank, and then I want to move left of it by 2. I apologize, 1, 2. Then we want to connect it down to the ground with dark oak wood planks. Then we want to extend the dark oak wood slabs in front of the build by 1 row, and we want to come behind the entrance, and we want to do a row of black stained glass block directly behind the top of the entrance to give us this sort of effect. Now, we want to, just left of the entrance, we want to have a row of 3 block of quartz coming up from the ground of the entrance. So that's 1, 2, 3, directly next to the dark oak wood planks. We then want to extend that quartz row in front of the house by 2 rows. So that's 1 row, 2 rows. We then want to extend that row left by 1. Then take the bottom block in this row and place a dark oak wood plank in front of the block with a quartz slab in front of that. Then go left by 2 of the upside down dark oak wood stairs. Then left by 1 the quartz slab. Then go behind it with a dark oak wood plank. Then go behind it with a block of quartz and place 2 block of quartz on top. That's 1 and 2. And what we can now do is we can form the bay window here. So we want to place 2 rows of glass on top of these dark oak wood planks and quartz slabs. So it's going to be 2 rows of black stained glass pane. I like using black stained glass pane for this because it contrasts nicely against the white. We now want to place 2 dark oak wood slabs on top of the top 2 up front center black stained glass panes here. And behind this, we want to stack a row of 4 dark oak wood planks. So we want to have like this effect here. Or better yet, you can use dark oak wood stairs and you'll get an even better effect than the plank. So you can use something which should look like that. Now, once you've got that sorted out, we can now move on to the next little bit. So where we have the row of 3 block of quartz here on the left, we now want to extend these outwards by 1 row. Then we want to extend them backwards by 2 rows. So that's 1 and 2. We then want to take the bottom block in our row of quartz and we want to extend the bottom block backwards by 11. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. like that. Now, on top of this row, we want to place, on top of this 11th block, a block of quartz. We then want to move right, and we want to place a dark oak wood plank. Still going right, 2 black stained glass pane, then place a dark oak wood plank, then 2 glass pane, then 1 dark oak wood plank, 2 pane, and then 1 dark oak wood plank to give us this sort of effect. On top of each one of the blocks that we have here, add an additional block. So on top of the dark oak wood, add dark oak wood. On top of the glass, add glass, etc, etc. You guys get the idea. Like this. Now, once you've got that sorted out, we're now going to do, in front of the blocks of quartz, on the left and right that have dark oak wood planks on top of them, we want to stack rows of 3 dark oak wood planks. So like here, 1, 2, and 3, and on the right as well, 1, 2, and 3. The 2 middle dark oak woods, we want to have rows of 3 pillar quartz blocks. So that's 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3 like this. We want to place in between the 2 pillar quartz blocks at the bottom 2 upside down dark oak wood stairs. And in between the pillar quartz block and the dark oak wood planks, we want to do upside down quartz stairs like this. What we can now do is we'll put off the rest of it until later, because a lot of this has to do with building the roof, so we'll sort that out later. But that's what this side wants to look like for now. Move to the back of your house. So on the back of your house here, we're going to want to take this row of block of quartz, and we want to move to the left across the back of the house with a row of dark oak wood planks. Then place a row of block of quartz in front of those planks. Then, leaving a gap of 2 between this row of dark oak wood planks that you placed, and going left, you want to stack another row of 3 dark oak wood planks, leaving enough room for an entrance. Left of this row of dark oak wood planks, stack another row of dark oak wood planks, and place a row of block of quartz in front of it. Starting from the bottom block of the block of quartz, you want to do 2 upside down dark oak wood stairs going left. Then do a row of 3 block of quartz to the left of that, coming up from the ground. Then, coming behind this row of block of quartz, do a row of dark oak wood planks, and going left of those planks, do another row of dark oak wood planks. Then, going left of the bottom dark oak wood plank, do a row of 4 dark oak wood planks, so that'll be 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then on top of this 4th block, go up by 2, 1 and 2. This is a window. Underneath the left-hand part of the window and the right-hand part of the window, we want to have upside-down quartz stairs, with a quartz slab in between the upper half, to give you this effect. Once you've got that effect, we can now come to the very right-hand side of the house, and we can start building this up. So, coming across to the front of the house, starting from this bottom block, we want to have a row of 3 dark oak wood planks. Or, actually, I apologize, it's a row of 4, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. On top of the 4th block, go up by 2, 1, 2, and then, starting from the 4th block again, do 2 upside down dark oak wood stairs travelling towards the front. Then do a dark oak wood plank and place 2 blocks on top. But also, from that plank, you also want to move forward by 4 again. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4, like that. We then want to, looking towards the front of the house, we want to go up on top of this plank by 2, so that's 1 and 2. And then we want to go left of it, and we want to do a row of block of quartz. Then do 2 rows of blocks of quartz in front of this, so that's 1, and then that should be... Actually, we don't have to do 2, I apologize, you just do the 1. Then take the bottom block and do 2 upside down dark oak wood stairs coming across, that's 1 and 2. Then do a row of 3 block of quartz coming up from the ground next to it, 1, 2, and 3. And then do a row of block of quartz behind this, like that. Perfect. Now what we want to do is we want to connect this together by placing 2 black stained glass pane, or 2 rows of black stained glass pane on top of the upside down stairs. We're then going to place a row of dark oak wood slabs on top of this with a row of block of quartz just behind the slabs to give us this sort of effect. So we want to have something which should look like this on the front of the house, and that is absolutely perfect. That is wonderful. That's what we are after. So once you've got that sorted out, what we now want to do is we'll take care of this side of the house, because I feel as though it might be a bit easier to do this side than the other sides, and I don't know why I'm getting that feeling, but I am getting that feeling. So that's what we want to do here. Okay, so on this side of the house, we first of all want to fill in all of these empty spaces that we have in between the dark oak wood planks with black stained glass pane, because these are windows. So we want to fill that in with black stained glass pane. On top of the glass, starting from the left glass, going backwards, we want to do a row of block of quartz. So a row of block of quartz from the left glass all the way to the right glass, like that. In front of the middle, okay, so in front of all of the blocks of quartz here, except for the one on the end, on the one on the left end, the right end, you want to do a row of stone brick slabs. Like I said, like all the way in front of the middle part of this, on the lower half, leaving the left block and the right block alone, you want to do stone brick slabs. Then we want to, in front of these two rows of dark oak wood planks here in the center, beside the center window, we want to connect the stone brick slabs down to the ground using our pillar quartz block. We then want to take the upper half of the bottom pillar quartz block and we want to move them outwards towards the front and back of the house by 2 with the quartz slabs. Then do an upside down quartz stairs next to those slabs, like this. Then we want to place on top of the blocks next to the block of quartz that we placed, the row of block of quartz on top of the window, we want to have a stone brick stair, like in these two positions. And we want to extend that stair outwards. So we want to extend it so it is in line with the stone brick row that we have already. We then, from each one of the stairs, we want to move upwards and we want to do 2 upward diagonals, upward and inward diagonals with the stairs. So it'll look like this. That's 1. And then we want to have 2, and you're going to see where the roof actually comes from. So that's that is that side, and then we have 1 diagonal coming inwards, and then we have another diagonal coming inwards as well, like this. Place a row of glass on top of the row of block of quartz that we have here. Then do a row of block of quartz on top of that glass. Then do a row of stone brick slabs on top of the block of quartz, and then extend that quartz across until it is in line with the stairs. And that is for the most part this side of the house. Now you can either decorate this side of the house using upside down dark oak wood stairs underneath the top of the window, or what I would do is I'd use upside down quartz stairs underneath the stone brick stairs, and then up at the top here I'd connect them together using dark oak wood slabs, and that actually looks quite nice. And just to make it look a little bit nicer, I think that we're actually going to knock out the end glass and we're going to place quartz block in there. Yeah, that looks pretty good actually. Now, once you've got that sorted out, I think we're going to come to the back of the house and make sure that we haven't missed anything here. And we haven't. All we have to do here on the back of the house is we just have to fill in the windows with glass pane. Most of these empty windows here, and you might even just have to provide like a window ledge in some places just so that you can actually place like glass pane in them. A lot of these are just windows, and this is actually a back entrance to the house. The way that I'm making the back entrance is I'm going to use black stained glass block here, leaving just enough room to exit and enter the house like that. And the roof of this house is actually works out like this. So if we take this back stone brick stair, we're going to extend this all the way across the back of the house like this until it overhangs the left hand side of the house by 1 row. And we're also going to extend the roof until it just sits backwards, and we extend it backwards using a stone brick slab like that. We extend it backwards with a whole row. Now, if we come to the very left-hand side of the house, which is right here, of course, Now, we're just going to build this up a little bit as well. So, first, what we're going to do is we're going to place a row of block of quartz on top of... it's so difficult to explain this. So, the row of block of quartz starts from on top of this dark oak wood slab, or dark oak wood plank, and it extends forwards until it sits just here on top of the window. So can you see that's like from where it goes? Now we want to place on top of that, we want to place a row of glass. So we now want to place a block of quartz here on top of the second block of quartz that we just placed. Then we want to extend that to the right, and we want to use our black stained glass pane, and we want to extend it to the right by 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then place a block of quartz here in this position, like that. Now, we want to place a row of block of quartz on top of the glass and just the glass like this. And then we can build up a little bit more of the roof. So we can now actually, using our stone brick stairs and our stone brick slabs, we can, one row higher than we have on the back and one row inwards, we can stack another row of stone brick stairs. So we can just stack 2 rows of stairs coming up like this, and you can see that actually follows along quite nicely. What we now want to do is we want to figure out where the roof is here on the front of the house. So the front of the house is ever so slightly trickier, and the reason being is that we have a few different aspects to this roof. So let us figure this out. So the roof to the front of the house, it comes across the sides of the bay window, and it wants to overhang, or it wants to be in line with the edge of the bay window. So just left and right of the bay window that you have on the front of the house, you want to do 2 rows of stone brick stairs. Then 1 row inwards and 1 row above, we want to have another row of stone brick stairs on either side. It's kind of difficult to build up the roof without a proper frame for the roof. That's why I'm having a bit of trouble. We then want to, again, 1 row higher and 1 row inwards, we want to have yet another row of stone brick stairs, kind of like where we have them now. And I'm just trying my best to place these without any guiding blocks, because it doesn't actually want to place whatsoever. So just next to the windows, we want to have the same pattern of stairs that we've had for 2 levels previously. So we want to have something like that. And these rows of stone brick stairs actually want to come all the way back to where we have the entrance here. So it wants to come back to where we have the entrance, this empty space. It wants to travel across the front of the house like this. And it also wants to wrap around the window that we have on the front right-hand part of the house. And it all wants to connect together like this. This is why it's difficult. In a lot of builds, I have like a frame that we can like follow the roof around. There isn't a frame here, so we're kind of like building this up as we kind of go, and it all wants to connect together. So can you see how that little mini roof connects everywhere else? And then all we can do is we can just start like building the front part of the roof, and it can start building across, and it can actually connect to the window at the front. However, as you might have guessed, like at a certain point the window is going to, or at a certain point the roof that's like starts at the window has to wrap around onto the left hand side of the house. So you've got to make sure that once it hits like the left hand side of the house, you've got to make sure that the stone brick stairs are angled in the correct way, and that they move outwards rather than just backwards, as you can see me doing here. It is a very difficult roof to do, or at least I think it is. We also want to extend these stone brick slabs that come across the top of the roof, the apex of the roof. We want to extend these across the top of the house. and we want these to come in line with the row of stone brick stairs that we have overhanging the side of the house. So we're going to extend all of these over until they are in line with the stone brick stairs that we have in this position. And now what we can do is we can check the front of the house, and we see that we have the 2 mini roofs. So on the front of the house, we are going to want to place a little bit of glass here, just behind the bay window at the top. And that is going to fill any holes that we have in the roof, because we're now going to place upside down quartz stairs underneath the roof that overhangs the front of the window, and that glass means that you don't have anything poking through. If we check the right hand side of the house, that's all looking nice. If we check the back of the house, that's looking nice as well. It's just this side of the house. So what we've got to do here is we have to extend the pillar quartz blocks up by an additional row. We have to also do, going in between the pillar quartz blocks, we want to have a row of, I think we're going to actually use, we'll use dark oak wood stairs, upside down dark oak wood stairs. We then want to extend those stairs left and right by, again, 2 dark oak wood stairs, like moving towards the front of the back of the house. That's quite good. Then place a pillar quartz block in the corners here, so to connect everything together. And then underneath the roof that we have here, we're going to do upside down quartz stairs. And then we're going to do a row of, then another upside down quartz stairs here in the corners actually. And then dark oak wood slabs to kind of like connect everything together. And you actually want to have like underneath the overhanging part here, since we are overhanging by an additional row, you want to extend that 1 row outwards again, because the overhang wants to be in line with the very edge of the roof. And they have a pretty nice stylistic looking roof. And like I said, I'm sorry that this was so hard. It's because we don't have a conventional frame of which we can actually build the roof around. But it should all end up looking good. It'll end up looking like that. And it actually looks a bit better than the original, because in the original I didn't exactly do this with the roof. I've made this one look a bit nicer. So, that's the actual structure of the house done. If you want to make it look a little bit nicer, I would suggest doing these few things. So, the floor of the inside of the house, I think, looks nice with blue hardened clay. So, I would use blue hardened clay for the inside of the house. I would use that as carpet. Sea lanterns, I think, are a nice modern looking light idea. Alternatively, you can never really go wrong with redstone lamps. I'm just lighting this up for the purposes of the outside of the house, so it looks all nice and bright and shiny. I'm not actually decorating the interior here. So, sea lanterns look modern. If you catch a glimpse of them from the outside, they look very modern, and the house looks a lot brighter when you light up the inside, of course. The door, I would definitely recommend using a dark oak wood door, and you may or may not want to add like some sort of doorbell for the door, so it's kind of up to you whether you want to add one. If you do, I'd suggest a button with an item frame around it, and that looks like a doorbell to me. Some decoration ideas also include some, like, if you want to throw around the house some flower pots with poppies in them. Kind of a cool decoration idea. I like to do it on the windowsills, and I like to do it sometimes. I like to do it symmetrically, so if on the right hand side we add one on the left and on the right like that, I like to also do them kind of like just like one, sometimes like just one on one given side, or sometimes, like I said, like symmetrically. I sometimes like to add these as well. I'd also recommend placing a little bit of jungle leafage, kind of like going around the house as some like climbing hedge, so maybe some on each one of the individual corners would look good around the house. I mean, I know they look good. I like it at the very least. I don't know whether you guys would like it. It's kind of up to you. Maybe even a little bit next to the back door as well, just to conceal the back door just a little bit would look good. So, like that. And beyond that, I would obviously always recommend putting a border around the house in some sort of way, shape, or form. Now, like the sort of like little path that I have going around this particular house, I've just made it out of quartz slabs, and it kind of goes all the way around. It leaves a nice breathable amount of room going all the way around the house. However, I haven't done any real gardening in this particular one. All I've done to decorate the outer part of this house is that I've just I've basically just replaced the grass, and I've added what I like to call artificial grass, in which artificial grass is very much just simply like an... And by the way, I like to stop the path about there, by the way, just in case you're curious, and I just like to shape it a little bit. What did I actually do on the original here? I did have a picture of the original. I can't remember exactly what I did, but it was something a little bit different. It might have actually been like this. It might have been like more of like this sort of design rather than just a nice big square path like that. I know that I definitely threw a tree here in the front garden just because there's a little bit of a gap here in the front. Like if you place a tree kind of like in this position, it just adds a little something to the house, or maybe even a little bit closer would be better. But artificial grass is very, very easy to add as well. It's just basically rows of green hardened clay with rows of lime hardened clay moving towards the back of the house in succession. So like a row of lime hardened clay, and then a row of... Come on. And then a row of green hardened clay, and then so on and so forth until the entire area is covered. Also, I'd consider adding a little bit of a path to get to the front of the house. I'd add a straight path like this, going straight for like beeline in the front of the house, but then like split the path off into sections is what I would suggest. Just to make it look a little bit more random rather than just like a straight, boring path. I like it like that. Anyway, I kind of like the path like that with some artificial grass with a tree. As a matter of fact, why don't I do that? Why don't I add all of the grass and stuff in, and then why don't I show you what this house looks like? We do have the original version, but why don't we make this version look nice as well? So I'll be back in a second. Let me replace all of the garden and stuff, and then I'll show you what it looks like. And here we are, guys. So I have cleaned up the garden a little bit. I've also filled in the floor on the inside. I've messed about with the little wall that goes around the house and the stone brick slab path. And here we go. We have a perfectly nice, perfectly respectable, great looking little suburban house. It's probably a little bit harder to make actually than I first anticipated, but it is definitely well worth making it if you do like small houses, and especially since I haven't made very small suburban houses, it's a very nice one if you're just looking for a nice small version of a suburban house without having to put in all of the work that you would on a much bigger build. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you have, please do drop this video a like. I'd really appreciate it. I honestly would. Subscribe to the channel. Say hello if you do subscribe, and also do click the little bell next to the subscription button if you subscribe as well, and that'll make sure that you actually get the videos through to your subscription box. If you do like the channel, and if you have subscribed, do comment down below as well, by the way. Let me know what you want to see next. Always very interested what you want to see. And by the way, if you do want to make more stuff by me, an easy way to do that is to head into the card system or the description below. You'll find playlists. Lots of playlists in there that will show you how to make all sorts of stuff. So if you wanted to make some houses, for instance, we have those. Like, you'd be able to find some Christmas houses. Or if you wanted to make some more suburban houses, you will check out the suburban house playlist. We have one here and one here. Or if you wanted to make some modern houses, you check out the quartz house playlist, like a house like this, or maybe like this. Or if you wanted to make something a bit more bigger, I don't think that makes any grammatic sense, but a lot larger, then this is a nice modern mansion that I still haven't done the outside for. Or if you want to make, like, this is my house, actually. Like, this is my real-life house in a Minecraft. Except I've made it a little bit nicer. Yeah, you can find that easily in the houses playlist. Like, my real-life buildings. You can find all of this stuff in there. And if none of that stuff was your thing, if you wanted to make some city-related builds, then you could easily head over to the real-world buildings playlist, and you could make everything that you see on the floor in front of you. The city actually hasn't grown very much at all in the recent weeks, but eventually, once the house district has gotten a little bigger, I'm sure that I'll come back to some city builds. If we have a look at this public park, then maybe some stuff in here tickles your fancy, all you'd have to do is check out the public park playlist or the park builds playlist, and it'll show you how to make all sorts of stuff that we have on the ground here. Like, it'd show you how to make eco houses, and it'd show you how to make like little hobbit holes, and even ultimate survival houses, and just silly little things that you might not expect to find on my channel, like basketball courts, and that's a golden apple house, and like skate parks and stuff like that. So just check out the channel, guys, is what I'm telling you. You can put together a pretty nice city using all the stuff that I've built, and I'm sure that you guys also have loads of stuff that you've made as well. So thank you so much for watching. Do like and subscribe if you enjoy the channel. Do say hello, and I guess that's pretty much everything. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.